Meet Ken. He's buff, he's brooding, and well, let's be honest, he's kind of been sitting on the shelves collecting dust, but not for long. Today we're giving this overlooked guy a total glow up. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I've got a new Barbie makeover video for you, and this time it's all about turning this underdog into an absolute heartthrob. I'm working with the Looks Model number 25 Ken doll with the dark skin tone, painted shaved sides, and some interesting hair choices. I always thought he had potential, but he needed a serious style upgrade to become the dreamboat he was meant to be. So in today's video, I'm taking you step by step through how I gave him a complete hair transformation using crimped nylon hair from the Doll Planet in 2 different colors. I added a goatee for that mature vibe and styled him into the perfect companion for one of my You Create Barbie Basics ladies. I'll be sharing tips, tricks, and a little fun along the way. So let's get into it. We start by dunking his head in some nearly boiling water from my electric kettle, and we'll need to let him sit there for a minute or two. Once his head is nice and soft, you use a towel to protect your hand because he'll be very hot and dripping hot water. And get a firm grip on his head and body, and then just pull the head firmly off. There we go. I like using the hot water method or the boiling water method because it actually softens up the prongs inside his head, making them bend out of the way and easier to get off, less likely to stretch and warp or break the peg. Then I like to use my electric shaver to shave off all of his existing hair. We'll be able to use the plugs that he does have, and then I'll need to add more along the painted hairline. My plan is I'll add them just outside the painted hairline, just as if I had painted his head to match the project. You can see over on the left the 2 different bags of crimped hair from Doll Planet. I have Dolcetti and Extra Black crimped hair. On screen, I'm using my flathead screwdriver to scrape the hair plugs into the inside of the head. If you run with some pressure, the flathead against the inside of the plugs, it scrapes them inside the head. And then we can use our pliers that I also got from Doll Planet to grab those outside the head. It takes a surprising amount of pressure, and it's best to do when the head is still nice and hot from the boiling water to help avoid splitting and cracking, although that can still happen. If the plugs were just too close together, sometimes pulling them out does rip a hole into the head. That's not the case with this doll, though. He's just fine. And I just work to grab all the tiny little shaved stubble pieces from inside the head. And when I think I've gotten all of the large pieces and I'm tired of fishing for them, then I use some water to try to use that to help flush out the remaining small little stubble pieces. Now that we have the head all prepped, clean, and ready to go, we can start rooting hair in. The hair I'll be using is similar enough to the color his head's been painted. We don't need to get out any paint today. Isn't that nice? I have 2 different colors. I have the Dolcetti and the Extra Black. They're both crimped nylon hair that I get from Doll Planet. I'm going to use a little bit of the brown to add some highlights in his hair and then use almost all black for the rest of his hair. I like to get a small hank out and then separate the plugs from that. One of the glorious things about crimped hair is each little plug of hair is already been separated for you. With straight hair, you have to figure out how much goes into each plug or not. Sometimes it separates itself as well. More often than not, it doesn't, though. With the curly, textured, any of the textured hairs, I find it to be much easier. It's faster because the texture of the hair takes up a lot of the room, so that you do every second or third hole. And then it's also faster because it doesn't take you so much time figuring out how much hair to put in. I like it because I always use the correct amount of hair. I don't overfill or underfill my plugs. I'm just kind of looking at his head, thinking about what I'm going to do here with the hairline. Initially, I think I'll just follow the holes that are there, and maybe it won't look weird since the textured hair is so full that maybe it won't look weird if I don't fill in the painted part. So we'll start with this idea. I put some tape over my finger to both help protect it from the hours of digging at it with the needle, and then also the needle glides much more smoothly over this tape than it does over my finger. Makes it easier to get it up under the hair. Since I'm going to be doing almost most of the hair in the black, I need to start with the black. And then when I get up toward the crown of the head, I'll add a ring of the lighter brown at that point. I'll be giving him a side part. His original hairdo did not have a part line. Why don't I set the timer for 5 minutes here, and I'll speed this up so that it will be, I love that time-lapse thing. I think it's really fun to see it happen faster than real time. So I'll speed that up. I'll put on screen how fast I make it, and then check back in with you here. So while I'm working away on screen, let's have a little chat. I would love to know if you have this Ken doll, if you thought about getting him. There's a couple of the Mattel Looks dolls that are still really affordable, and they're the ones I'm playing with the most. They were available for $25 on Amazon. I think they're also still available direct from Mattel as well at the original retail of $25. I've picked a couple of them up when they were on sale cheaper, and then I've also picked them up at the $25 price because I was having so much fun. After doing this one, I wanted to do them again, so I bought a second one. And then the Asian looking one, I think he's model number 17. I had some fun restyling him a couple different times. That's still yet to come. I've only done it once so far. Really fun, maybe slightly controversial transformation with that doll. It's in my shorts, so there's a bit of spoilers in my shorts for the videos that are yet to come. On screen, quite a bit of time has passed. I think I gave myself 20 minutes off camera, and you can see during that 20 minutes I made quite a bit of progress, and he is looking good. I think he looks so much more handsome with this hair. With the shorter hair, for some reason, I found that he just wasn't, unless I had him in just the right light, he just was not looking great. Why don't I go ahead and speed this up for time lapse again? We'll go 10 times normal speed again. I want to thank everybody who's been watching my videos, and a special thanks to the people who've been commenting on the videos on my channel. That really makes this so much more fun to me. It makes me feel like I have some friends. In the real world, I have what I would consider more acquaintances. We don't have that much in common. We don't really get together often or talk very often either. So that has been wonderful for me that I pick up my phone and I'll see that there's comments on there waiting for a reply. I absolutely love that. Even if you just want to say hi or hello, that's great. If you had a rough day and you want somebody to share it with, make me that person. Yep, that's me. You can see on screen with the time lapse 10 times natural speed, we're cruising right along. I'd actually added 15 minutes to the clock so that we would get some more rooting time in. This is going so quickly. I think these curly hair reroots take me about 2.5 hours to get done. So that's pretty fast compared to the 4 hours. He's all done. We still had 5 minutes left on the clock almost. He's ready to add a small amount of Fabri-Tac glue to his head, and then we'll need to let him sit before we can style his hair. He's looking so good. I'm pretty much feeling done. I changed his outfit and everything, started posing him next to his gal, and then I kept thinking about how my inspiration photo, the gentleman had a goatee, and thinking about it, and then I decided, okay, let's just go for it. Let's give him a goatee. So back to the desk. I should have taken off all of his clothes and everything. I didn't. Doesn't he look handsome just like this, though? I think you can maybe see why I was hesitating to make any further changes. He looks so good already. I'm using my Mod Podge. I had somebody ask if you could use glue. You probably could. I don't know why Elmer's glue wouldn't also work and then still be washable. So if you wanted to remove it, or if you had any problems, some super hot water and a little bit of scrubbing and he'd come right, this would come right off. This is a water-based adhesive, so it's not permanent. I'm just trying to create the shape that I want it to have when it's all done, because that's what will happen here. The flocking will only stick to where the glue is. Well, first it will go everywhere, and static cling will have it appear to sticking to everything. But a couple good taps and a little blowing on it, and then all the excess comes off, and what remains is the shape of his goatee. I do like the purchased flocking. It's cut much finer into a powder, really, as compared to what I do when I'm trimming the hair myself. This is really nice. I just kind of pack it on there into the glue or the matte Mod Podge. The glue might have a small shine to it, but if it's all covered with the flocking, I don't see how that would matter or affect anything. I just can't see any reason why the Elmer's glue would not also work. I have this sitting next to me, and I watched a few videos some time ago, but the videos I watched, they all used Mod Podge. I had some, so made it easy. I'm just pushing everything in to help create the shape that I want with the cleaned off unbent paper clip. One of my favorite tools for doll customizing. Okay, I'll finish working on this on my own, getting the shape exactly right, maybe adding some more glue and some more flocking if I need it. And there he is, from kind of forgettable to fully fabulous. Honestly, I wasn't sure how this guy would turn out, but now I'd say Ken number 25 is officially makeover worthy. He's got the hair, the style, the goatee, and yes, he can definitely hold his own next to the custom Barbie. If you enjoyed this glow up, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't be shy about sharing your makeover ideas for other Kens you'd like to see transformed. I'm always on the lookout for new underdog dolls to give a second chance. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay creative and keep customizing.